Just what was the energy coming off a win like that, Victory Monday? So you're not in the building on Monday. Just like how was it sort of coming back to practice on Wednesday? How was the energy?
Yeah, just refocusing. Last week is last week. We're all focused on the Saints this week. It was, for us, it's, we turned the page. There was corrections, for the team, for unit. That was a brief little start, and then you turn the page. Again, week-to-week league. No one cares what happened last week. We're focused. We know that it's going to take everything this week. I have a lot of respect for them, division opponent. These are important games. So, it's just refocusing so that we can have the best chance of success for this weekend.
How'd your ankle hold up?
Good. Yeah, it's able to go through everything. Again, everyone's got something at this point in the year. It'll only keep getting better. It was good.
How Clinton Dix tweeted that he talked to you pregame. Can you kind of give us some insight on that without telling us exactly what you talked about? And how common is that for former players of the opposing team to actually come up and converse with you before games?
Yeah, well, I happen to know him from when I was at Bama. He was there. He came back. Obviously went there. He came back. So I was able to see him a little bit before. So. It was cool. Pre-game, before you be able to talk to him for a quick second, that was good.
You said you told him that he had to make it quick because it was time for you to lock in.
Yeah. He came up to me a second time. While we were going out, and he obviously had a great career in the league, great career playing football. So we all kind of know how that mode goes. When it's time to work. So it was just close to that time.
It's your first half year this season.
Again, there's good, there's bad, there's stuff to grow from, stuff to continue to improve. We're week to week. I'm not a big, I've said I'm not a big look forward person, not a big look back person either, honestly. I know where we're at right now. I know what the game plan is this week. I'm not a big 30,000 feet view type of person. So there'll be a time for that down the road of looking back and, chalking everything up right now. Listen to coach's staff, listen to my teammates, figuring out whatever I have to do for this week.
So your numbers haven't been outstanding, but the team's winning. So what's that say to you?
All I care about is the team winning. Again, there's been wins, there's been losses as a team. That's all I'm concerned about. And again, that's in the past. Right now, concerned about going 1-0 this week.
Bryce, you've only been here for a couple years, but I mean, obviously, it's been a while since this team has been to the postseason. What do you feel like? First of all, how important was it to get that win against Green Bay, which was a top team, in terms of confidence and maybe just kind of, guys in the locker room saying, hey, maybe we can make a little run here and be one of the better teams in the league? It was, again, we have a ton of respect for them for, for being able to win an environment like that. It's great. But we all have confidence in each other. We've had confidence in each other. That's not something that's new. And again, in this league, you're not gonna, looking back is only gonna get you beat. We have to turn our focus to this week. Right now, we have the biggest game of the year because it's the one we have this week. Coach always says that. So there's never a lack of confidence. We all trust each other. We all believe in each other. And now it's just about this week. Does it, getting a win like that kind of justify the work you guys are putting in? And
No, I don't think we don't look for we don't look for things to validate what we do. We don't look at for rewards. We don't look for stuff like that. Coach talks about it. He stresses it all the time. Just finding joy in the work. Falling in love with that process. That's something we embody as a team. I'm grateful to be with players that just love the process of getting better. Love the day-to-day challenges that it brings, and that's what we're consumed with.
But to that point, when there is a plan that's put in place before a game like that, you execute the plan and it works. What does that do to sort of continue to build the strength of the bond between the coaching staff and players and things like that?
Yeah, getting to have experience, of course, you're able to, to feed off of that, to build off of that. And for us, it's just more and more reason to stick to the process, to make sure that, again, you see that benefits that can have when you do things right throughout the week, when you're able to execute. And then, just making sure we never lose intensity with doing that. Throughout the week on Sundays, making sure that, being able to be on whatever side it is, you continue to grow an appreciation for that. So right now it's just making sure we're diligent in doing the work.
Does watching the film after a game like that, really, I mean, obviously you know this, but does it really drive home, the margin, how slim the margins are between winning and losing?
Yeah. But as you said, that's every week. In this league, it's one play there, another play there, whatever it is. It's one little thing that can be the reason between a win and a loss. And throughout the week, it's the balancing act of you don't know what play it's going to be, you don't know what decision it's going to be, you don't know what it is. So you got to treat every play, treat every rep, treat every thing you go over in meetings with that care that it could be the game-winning decision, play. Read, whatever it may be, and week to week something's gonna pop. So we just have to be diligent on our work so that we're prepared.
Of all the plays you made in the clutch situations this year, any that you're most proud of?
Again, I'm not a big reflect guy. Again, there'll be a time for that at some point in life. It's not now. Right now, it's everything's about the Saints. We have to do everything that we can this week. Again, we have a ton of respect for them, division opponent, and watching them on film. It's a really good group of guys. They play really hard. They play well together. They're talented. They're a good group. So for us, we understand the challenge. They play with a lot of effort up front. Second level, a lot of savvy guys. They're played a lot of ball. They know what's going on in the back end. They're playing really well. Playing well in zone. They're really matchy in man. It's a good group of guys. So we want to embrace that challenge as offense, as a team. Want to embrace the challenge of protecting home field against a division opponent. So that's where our focus is.
It looks like the offensive line is getting a little bit healthier, but I feel like we've lost count of the number of combinations you've had in front of you. Why has it worked? Why has the protection continued to hold up? Why has the run game continued to work despite who's in there?
Yeah, it's the culture in that room. They work super hard, communicate really well, and it's stuff that you can't really just see on Sundays. The way that they interact with each other, how much buy-in they have as a room, the mentality they have, approaching meetings, walkthrough, practice. Whoever's up, it's a next man up mentality. Everyone has confidence in each other. They play really well. Can't speak enough on how well that room, the coaching staff does a great job of with all the unfortunate things with injuries and all the mix-ups, all the different lineups, them be able to play the level they've had. I mean, I can't say enough about that.
I know you don't want to look back or look forward guy, but stats matter, and you have been successful on game-winning drives this season. What about your personality do you think has allowed you to thrive in those situations?
Just consistency. Making sure that coach talks about it all the time. It's about doing right longer. Making sure that we're those same people. You don't rise to the level of occasion. You fall back to the level you're training. In those times, we have reps. We have trust in each other. I have confidence and faith in everyone. We all have confidence in each other. So we know that, we're comfortable in situations. So it's not about, going and doing something we never practice. It's just who can execute for longer, who can stick to the plan, who can do right, like we practice. And, again, it's not just me. It's all of us as a team. It's a coach and staff. And we have to earn the right to continue to do that.
Couple more, please.
Heading into those situations, though, what's going through your mind? Are you going through your plays? Are you what are you thinking about before you head to the field for a potential game win?
Just opportunity. I've said it, but it's like, you dream of stuff like that as a kid. You get to go out and game on the line. But you talk about in the backyard. And I'm blessed. I get to do that. I've been able to do that in real life. I get those opportunities in real life. So it's just. It's definitely not a fear thing. It's not a, super tense, what are we going to do? It's just, it's fun. That's what you play the game for. We all dream of stuff like that. So I'm grateful that, we all kind of share that, we're in a good group. And again, it's a week-to-week league. We have to earn the right to continue to be successful in those situations.
You were grinning when you answered that question. The broadcast caught you grinning when it was 2 minutes and 32 seconds, I believe, left on the clock. You guys were about to take the ball. Green Bay had just tied it up. And I know you said that you're just thinking of in the moment and how you dream of those things. How do you kind of temper that, and like you said, with execution? Like, you're excited, but you have to still execute and command the huddle.
Yeah, it's balance. In those moments in the huddle, it's not a rehearsed speech or anything. It's making sure that you fill out the vibe of the team, of how the game's going, and try to add and supplement whatever it is that you need, just for us to be in the right mindset. To, like you said, it's you're happy, we're all excited for the moment, but also you can't be lost in that. You can't lose your way. It's balancing that middle ground of having fun, enjoying the moment, but also having elite level execution. So again, it's a week-to-week thing. It's something that we pride ourselves in, and we got to continue to earn the right to do it.
Is it important to have fun on the field?
I think that depends on who you ask. Everyone's different in that process. Yeah, for me, I'm always trying to balance from the mental side. I'm always trying to balance what's the the right mindset I need to be in. And one of the things that I don't know if people would assume from the outside looking in, it's not always the same from a day-to-day basis. I try to check in warm-ups and then really try to check in right before a game starts of where am I at mentally? Where do I feel mentally, physically? Sometimes it's okay. I need to, I feel a little tense. I need to put more emphasis on having fun, on being relaxed. Sometimes it's like, okay, I can tell that I'm relaxed. I can tell that, let me make sure I'm focused. So for me, it's not always every game I'm in the exact same, have the exact same approach to it. It's trying to find that kind of flow state, find the right mindset and supplement it from where I'm at, on a play-to-play basis.
Can you tell sometimes when you've got a little extra?
Yeah. That's something I've been working on for a really long time, of just being in tune with myself. So again, whether it's dial it back, bring it up more, I can kind of tell where I'm at, and that's kind of one of the game within the game things for me personally, is just individually from a mental standpoint, where am I at, and how can I make sure I'm in the right place.
Bryce, have you always had that mindset when the game's on the line, you want the ball in your hands? You talked about being a kid, or is that something like you develop, or you're just kind of born with that?
Yeah, of course. I think it comes with, throughout the course of sports, for whatever sport it may be. I mean, it's, again, it's what you dream of. It's the fun part. I think that's a big part of our position too. We get to touch the ball every play. We all like control. We all like being able to control the outcome. The thing about the sport is sometimes the defense is out there. Sometimes you learn a lot of, you learn that humility, and you learn that sometimes, you just got to trust other people. But of course, deep down, it's always nice when you get to have that control. You get to have that say. Doesn't always work out that way, but it's always nice when it does.
Was there a certain point where you realized that you had what people call the clutch gene?
Again,
Do you remember certain games that kind of flipped the switch for you?
not really. Again, for me, I'm not a big like label myself. This is. But for me, again, I know myself. I know myself in those times when it's I know what you have experiences, you have stuff, and I enjoy those moments.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.